So, stream-moi en dessous pour une petite heure, ok? Après ça, là, t'as toute mon attention pour le reste de la soirée. Ah, bien sûr! Bien sûr, bien sûr. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? This introduction was fairly short. We have not been sitting in the starting soon screen for too long, and the map ban is already underway. Tonight, we will be seeing two great teams face off against each other. The first one is going to be Uniique Esports, and they will be playing against OnlyFans. OnlyFans, of course, they have, I think, one of the best names in the competition. If you think that goofy names are great, and they're both ranked really high in this competition. So OnlyFans, they are ranked second, and they could be tied for first place if they were to win this match. They have no defeats so far, and so do Hostile Actions. So Hostile Actions, they have 6 victories under their belts. OnlyFans only 5, but then again, that's because they only played 5 matches so far. Whereas Uniique Esports, they're ranked right underneath that. They are seeded, or they're ranked 3rd, and that's what I mean when I said that both of these teams are pretty good, and that this matchup promises to be amazing. Okay, and somebody is judgmental in the background, but let's ignore that for a moment. Uniique Esports, they have gone ahead with the first ban on consulates. OnlyFans, merci DK. Okay, maybe I should stop allowing the players to name themselves. Okay, yeah. So Consulate, Villa, Coastline, those maps will be going to the wayside. One thing I do want to point out is Clubhouse is still in the rotation, and Oregon and Theme Park are there as well. Why am I singling those maps out of every map there is? Well, for one, Oregon and Theme Park are the 2 newer maps, and by newer, what I mean by that is simply the fact that these maps aren't as well known. Most teams don't yet, or the community as a whole doesn't yet know exactly the best way of attacking these maps, so they tend to be quite defense-sided, and without any surprise in the world, Theme Park and Oregon will be falling to the wayside, leaving us with basically a choice. Clubhouse or Oregon? That's going to be the biggest question there still is. DK Op for you. Thank you for the follow, my man. Welcome to the channel. Welcome in the community. I do hope you will enjoy your stay. And oh gosh, has this been running since the last time we streamed? Okay. my, I never close off the computer. The players have not yet decided if they want to play Clubhouse or Cafe Dostoyevsky. It is going to be up to OnlyFans, and they seem to be in intense internal discussions, which can only yield the best results possible for them. But I'm starting to become quite curious which map we will be playing, and it looks like it's going to be Clubhouse. Of course, since OnlyFans since OnlyFans picked the map, well, now it's going to be up to Uniique to pick the starting sides, and this can absolutely have a huge impact on the way the game gets played. So this is going to be a big decision for Uniique Esports. The Clubhouse is one of the more balanced maps out there. It's not the most balanced, but we have seen worse maps. Am I right? So there you have it. Uniique Esports will be starting on offense. OnlyFans will thus be defending first. I don't want to say that I didn't expect that, but I'm a bit taken by surprise here. That is for sure. Let's just do this, and let's update the team names. So we have Uniique Esports, who are American. There we go. Their logo will be the following. Let me just Uniique right here. OnlyFans is going to be their opponents. They are rocking the Canadian flag, and such is their logo. Let me just hit update so you can see what I'm talking about. And oh my gosh, what is this fans logo? They have taken the OnlyFans wording or name quite literally. Just give it a few seconds till Battlefy will not Battlefy rather Mapban will be updating will be swapping out the flags for the logos. But why is OnlyFans logo still not here? Let's just update this one more time and let's just hope that it will allow us to see their beautiful logo. Maybe, but then again, maybe not. Why is it not working though? Oh, there. Okay, I just had to start pestering a little bit more, and there you go. So, without further ado, let's prepare the lobby. This is where I would usually have, or this is where a production would usually have, you know, an observer, producer, a few casters talking amongst each other while the lobby's being created. But tonight I'm going to be basically left on my own, which is going to be a bit unfortunate, I want to say. So, Sarah is going to be the team leader for OnlyFans. And Uniique, they have renamed to VD. I have quite... I just forgot what VD stands for. So that's going to be a bit embarrassing for me. Let me just hit up Twitter, because I know they are still tagged as OnlyFans, but they have changed their name. They are now Vendetta. Okay. So Uniique Esports, also known as, or AKA, Vendetta Esports, I guess. No, Vendetta Visions? Wait, no, that can't be right. Wait, it's Vendetta Esports. Yeah, okay. Vendetta Esports. There we have it. Okay, so Serge, Percy, Amani are here. So that is vous défendez. That is gonna be the OnlyFans guys being in here. Let's just prepare their team names. OnlyFans and Uniique Esports. Okay, Percy is still on the other team, but that's very minor. Let's just invite every single player I have in my friends list, and in hopes that they will be joining in soon, which should happen. There you go. Fond is going to be joining us. That is amazing. So, to be honest, there's not too much I can say here. Clubhouse as a map is quite interesting. I mean, this map is known through and through by the community. It is one of the most liked maps ever in Rainbow Six Siege, I want to say, at the very least within the competitive map pool. So basically every strategy there is to be known is known, right? Roamers, where roamers like to, you know, hang out, where roamers will rotate once they've been figured out. You know, Tournament Hibana, where they're going to be going to open up a reinforced wall, how do you go about opening up the walls with Zofia, for example, going in the lounge downstairs to breach, I'm referring here to the CCTV area, and when she wants to breach the ceiling, well, you know, it's to send a roamer there. When if the roamers get flushed out, then you know that Bandit is going to basically be having a hard time keeping control of the reinforced wall, the garage. All of those nice little details are going to be quite important, and they're going to be known. So yeah, as a community, this map is one of the best known maps, which in turn makes it so that Clubhouse is really predictable and not too surprising, for better or for worse, right? A stale game, which I'm not saying it's going to be, is not necessarily bad in and of itself. It just means that we do get the expected result. And isn't that what we also want to have? Because if a team wins simply because the other one doesn't have too many good strats on any given map, it is unfortunate, and it's an oversight on the loser's part. But wouldn't you want like both teams to play as well as they possibly could, i.e. playing on a map on which both teams have good strategies, you know? Jurogen will have to swatch teams, as Dia will be on the wrong team. King of Gold asking, VD means Uniique Esports, right? Yeah, so like I touched up on a few moments ago, Uniique Esports, they have renamed themselves to Vendetta Esports. I don't know why their names are VD then. Oh, for Vendetta, okay. makes sense. So they're the same players. They're not, you know, I want to say rogue players jumping in on the team to just carry Uniique to a victory they wouldn't otherwise be able to get on their own. It's none of those things. It's really just that as a team, they have decided for some reason to rebrand. And you know what? If Uniique Esports were to get the win, which they very, very well could, let's ask them about that. But first, we are going to have to get the game underway. So as soon as Uniique Esports' 5th player joins in, we'll be good to go. And I believe it was yesterday night, I was rifling through the caster's notebook that I have, you know, just watching the previous games I had casted, and I was appalled. It's always the same maps that come back up, or that do surface. I've casted, for example, Coastline, Villa, Theme Park, and, you know, Cafe, Theme Park, Coastline, Clubhouse, Cafe, Coastline, Oregon Villa, Club Villa, Cafe, Theme, Cafe, Theme. This one was Oregon, and now Villa. Do you stream? You playing? Not tonight. I am Xelium. I'm casting a game tonight. I quite rarely stream myself playing, actually. Since I'm managing and hosting all of these games, I'm dedicating a lot of time, or a big percentage of my streaming hours, to doing this. You're just undermining me. You couldn't hear what she just said, but she's just undermining me. Yeah, so I, from time to time, do stream, you know, as a regular player, but that would be a minority as far as streaming hours are concerned. So, for better or for worse, tonight, we're going to be trying to put these players to the forefront. Oh no, Aquatic saying the Wi-Fi shat itself. And that is why the 5th player on Uniique Esports isn't able to join in. May I just give one small suggestion? Wi-Fi tends to be unreliable, as you saw here. A wired connection is always going to be better and is not going to be prone to interference, right? I mean, it can be as dumb as starting up a microwave. So these days it doesn't happen too often, but remember when Wi-Fi was, you know, a new thing? Well, yeah, you could have just about any appliance or, you know, a household device that would create interference with the Wi-Fi signal, and then you'd have a really janky connection. Whereas during regular usage, a cable, you know, an internet cable is very unlikely to get cut off, you know, by, say, a mouse just eating through it. That doesn't really happen. So I know wires aren't always practical, but whenever possible, make sure to run a wire. I am running out of things to say here. I'm talking out of my ass. There's only one player missing, and we will be starting the game right after that. So you know what? I see that we have right now roughly just under 20 people in the chat. It might change up by the time you hear this. Once again, there's a stream delay. But which team do you expect to see the game to see winning tonight? Spam the chat. Are you either rooting for Uniique Esports or for OnlyFans? Feel free to absolutely spam the chat. I do not have a bot that will be shutting you down if you just type Uniique or OnlyFans, all you know, back to back. And I'm curious, which team has the most loud fans, or which team has the most, I don't want to say obnoxious, but most present fans out of these two? Because morale and energy definitely do play a factor in this. AKA Wiz saying, let's go Dio. I know you haven't had an opportunity to hear me just yet with the replay and all, but it looks like OnlyFans do have at least a supporter in the chat tonight. And Dio is apparently responding to Wiz. So, anything else worth mentioning? They are saying... I'm gonna okay, Aquatic saying I'm gonna KMS. Aquatic, I'm sorry, but I don't know I don't know what KMS stands for as an abbreviation. Oh shit. Oh, KMS, Kinless. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Aquatic is going to be the fifth player who's not able to join in. Why does everyone play Clubhouse? I'm actually going to go KMS. In game. Okay, he's going to he's going to, yeah. So Aquatic, as soon as you jump in, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. So it really does look like MXK is absolutely supporting Dio. I mean, you might want to read this comment. It's quite funny, actually. They're saying, Mon amour pour Dio est meilleur que l'amour d'Alexia pour Dio. And I assume Alexia is Dio's girlfriend or something. So basically, MKX are saying, you love Dio more than his girlfriend loves him. I don't know if it's an attack on the girlfriend or bolstering about your own love for the guy. But hey, it is something to note. It is something to note. Sarah saying, I have 5 in the game chat right here. Saying, I have 5, but not finishing up his sentence. And Pursuer saying, yes and good. Wait, Yasin, are you here tonight? I believe, by the way, I had poked Yasin because he's like a friend of OnlyFans, and he had approached me to cast their previous game alongside of me, which, you know, I was happy to oblige. It wasn't, I don't mean to be mean, but, you know, it was his first cast ever, so it was not the best, but he still made a really good effort and put a lot of energy into it, which is, you know, basically as much as you can ask realistically of somebody trying something for the first time. And I was quite pleased with him, and I told him, if you want to do this again, I'm always open. Unfortunately for him, he is not just, you know, a caster, but he's also a player, and he was not available tonight. So this is why we're going to be on our own. So, hi Pluto. How are you guys all doing? And if you're ready, we can start the game. However, I just want to remember you to start up Moss if it's not already been done.
Sorry, remind us to what, sorry?
To start up Moss.
Yep, we're good.
Alright, so are you guys ready?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, well, you know the drill. Good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. By the way, this looks like a very promising match. You're respectively ranked second and third, so this game announces to be really tight and really close. I want to see how it turns out. So, without further ado,
interesting. I just hate playing on Clubhouse for the 4th game. Please.
Well, here's my suggestion to you. Just ban it first chance you get next time around. By the way, Echo is still banned, but that's simply because we started the week with him banned. He's been fixed since, but I have to keep the same rule set for everybody. Starting next game, basically starting the games of week 4, he's gonna be unbanned but for tonight, you're not allowed to play it.
All
right. Well, without further ado, good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. And
sure. Good luck.
Let's jump right into it. Oh yeah, people are absolutely spamming OnlyFans, OnlyFans, OnlyFans. You guys are not giving up. Oh my god, I do love to see the names you guys come up with. The whole population of Spain saying OnlyFans will win easy. There's one thing I do realize, however. I believe the overlay is giving up false information. So I'm going to have to manage this just as soon as the operator ban phase is done, because I also have to update the overlay on that front as well. Maverick will be your first ban. Titans League Season 1, Week 3. Let's update this. Thank you very much. So yeah, of course, right, Maverick is going to be quite important to a quite important hard breaching operator. One thing, however, by seeing Montaigne being banned, it is going to be really unusual to not see a Thatcher banned. And by not seeing a Thatcher banned, well, we might actually see him being played, which I personally had not seen in a long time, and I absolutely cannot complain about that. They have Clutch God, Turbo, Entry Fragger, Idea. the entire population of Spain is not exactly wrong. Dio is a good fragger. Mira will be banned also, of course, right? Mira is quite predictable as an operator. I mean, her whole point is to create a line of sight through a wall. So she kind of depends on the map, because if breaching a wall does not give you a good line of sight, there's no point in putting a mirror window there. Unlike, say, for example, Legion, no matter the map, there are going to be doorways, entryways, windows, corridors to welcome to the bomb site, and that's where you want to put the goo mines. So whereas Legion is really, I want to say, consistent, Mira is really good on this map because it does give good lines of sight. Your first defense is going to be played on Church. At this point, it kind of becomes a staple of the OnlyFans team. I was going to say OnlyFans of the Uniique Esports teams. I was going to say, but they are attacking. So OnlyFans tend to go downstairs first. I was noting it every single time it happened, but then it became so often, or so current, or so common rather, that it wasn't exactly worth noting previously. So the primary bomb sites could be considered as being the subfloor, and here you would thus say that OnlyFans, they're going downstairs to kind of throw Uniique Esports off guard. I would have said, hey, so Uniique Esports will be hoping, or will be expecting to attack the top floor and preparing a composition, to go alongside this, I want to say, supposition or assumption. But at this point, we sure this is central? Pretty sure.
10 seconds remaining.
Sure, yes.
5 seconds remaining.
After having mistake
Attackers are
once.
moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Be cautious. No. Oh, US. No. Okay, my typing skills are poor, but there you go. I got my shout out on stream. Okay. So Uniique Esports are popping in, but I absolutely do know what they mean. Jirojin is having a huge ping, and he's not alone. He's just the only one that's above 100 milliseconds. But you know what? I will be giving them a rehost next round, because those pings are too big to be considered normal. Can you not lose electricity this time casting OnlyFans? I will do my best to not lose electricity. However, tonight there is no thunderstorm outside, so that would already be, that already does bode well to not have this situation repeat itself. I'm also having issues, as we can see, top right corner. I have the icon that indicates I have a poor connectivity. So, yeah, I'll be rehosting next round. That's for sure. So you did have Uniique Esports who got the first blood, but that's going to be Sarah's with a nice nitro cell, getting a kill on Austin. Huge frag right here. It is just a Zofia. So utility-wise, it wasn't the biggest loss for Uniique Esports. And King of Gold with a roaming game, really strong. His position was known, but he has a few rotation spots, which will allow him to do just about anything. But then again, Pluto was kind of ready for that, and he acted accordingly. Now a 3v3 situation, you can see how aggressive OnlyFans are being. Yeah, Jirogen, Pluto, your pings are way too high. We'll be fixing that, hopefully, next round. Mani Cyrus are going to be on bomb site. No, rather, Cyrus isn't on bomb site, so he will be once again playing quite aggressive. I'm surprised, however, to see that the diffuser has not yet been picked up. He gets a kill, he will be spotted out, and he will be expecting company, but not that quickly. He was still looking at the doorway, and Fawn was right on top of him. 2v2 situation. This is going to be close, this is going to be tense, and this is going to be fun. So, EMP gets tossed in. It is going to, destroy mute jammers, and a few other pieces of utility. So you could hypothetically send a drone in. There was no ADS device, so the grenade was going to explode either way. But with 22 seconds remaining on the clock, Dio still has one more Toxic Babe in his back pocket. This could be huge. So Fawn has to drop in. He has to look on the other side. That's just a Gemini replicator though, so he's just going to be grabbing intel. And now they're dropping down. That smoke grenade could be the end of the attack. They're going to have to rush through, but no, it doesn't work out. Rotation, 5 seconds on the clock. He aims. He does not get the shot off. Aquatic falls at the very same time. OnlyFans winning the first round with 2 kills in rapid succession, thanks to Amani and Dio. Okay, so let's is on me. Okay, yeah. So I will also be having the replays at the very same time, just to keep you guys occupied as we manage, or as we work the mouse. Wow, we had a lot of replays for this round. After all, that run was pretty nice. A lot has happened, you know. When it is one-sided, I imagine you have. Oh, and I'm just gonna make absolutely sure it is Central US. Let's create it as a spectator. So when you have, say, a flawless round 5-0 situation at the end of the round, well, you only could see 5 kills. But here we saw, I believe, 8 total. And therefore, we do have a lot of replays to show you. Our band operators were Maverick, Montaigne, Mira, and Clash. The first round has been played in the basement and has been won by your defenders, so by the orange team. And as far as the rehost goes, this is all I had to do, basically. So, Uniique Esports on the one hand, and the orange team is going to be OnlyFans without any space in between. Let's just invite Sarah's. You want to have the seat? All right. I don't know. She just raffles through the wall. That because of course she does. Okay, yeah, so Saris has been invited. Everything has been brought back up to speed as far as what I know you took something out. What did you do? Come on. Okay, which card is missing? Let me guess. It's gonna be the one. It's gonna be the Visa card. Of course it is. Of course it is. Okay, yeah. So the players are joining back in. Everything that has to be done on my end has been done. So things should go pretty quickly by at this point. All right. IDEO, or the whole population of Spain asking, IDEO, please shout me out. So Dio, you now have something to do, and we're going to be watching out for that. Sarah's with a Z. Okay. DK up for you saying easy. The first one wasn't exactly easy for OnlyFans. It still came down to the wire, right? It was a 2v2 situation, and they still could... Uniique Esports could have won their firefights, right? It was just a standard gunfight in which OnlyFans happened to be winning. Sarah saying we played a round in 30 minutes. True. True. It is 30 minutes past the expected starting moment, or the expected starting hour of the game. And we've only played a round. Yeah. One thing is for sure this time around, and they're still hiding it. God fucking damn it. I was cautious enough this time. It is Central US. This time around, and I still do believe that that previously we also were on Central US. So let's just hope that what's their face, Ubisoft, aren't having server difficulties tonight. It would be really unfortunate. King of Gold is asking for an ETA. Is there anything to be had? Let's just have a look on Discord. Sometimes the players will be poking me on there. Oh yeah, with an update that because of course there's an update, right? They're asking for any TAs. And then Sarah says when E United will win a Pro League match. Ouch. Ouch. But no, okay, there has been nothing new on Discord right now. DK up for you saying currently waiting for followers. DK. If you want me to actually tell you the best way of...
Yeah, what happened between the last one and now? The guy just disappeared?
Drop her phone number. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be dropping her number in chat. Hey, people in chat want your phone number. So yeah, I guess she's gonna take it as a compliment. Our last having server is having difficulty with the servers. Give us a second. Apologies. Yeah, so definitely Ubisoft servers do have something tonight. They're not their usual selves. And once again, I'm always saying the same goddamn things when we find ourselves in these situations. But then again, Ubisoft never changes a thing. I know I'm just shouting in the wind here, but could we please self-host servers just like Minecraft or CSGO allows us to do? Because then, if the server has something, it is going to be in our control to fix it. But whereas Ubisoft having, dedicated servers which they don't allow us to basically touch or interact with anything else than just connecting to, well then, if Ubisoft is taking a shit, there's nothing we can do about that but wait and suffer in the meantime. So I know that it's not easy for your average person to, host a server, to self-host a server. And that's why, public servers could be quite interesting, but a hybrid system which would allow us to also host our own servers would be really interesting. It is not widely known because it was a niche, I want to say, feature on the PC, exclusively PC version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 out of all games. But MW3 allowed you to host your own servers. And if you want to pop in a private match, you can do it the normal way, just like everybody used to be doing. But then if you wanted to have, your own infrastructure, you could also host it yourself. And for competitive reasons, well, having a better control of the environment can only be beneficial. So, yeah. Ubi please is all I gotta say. God fucking damn it. God freaking damn it. So, you know what? Let me just fumble with the mouse a little bit. And let me get... and it's not going to be worth it. Not going to matter. He's here. Alright, so, resuming 1-2-0. Let's hope the connection is better. And mouse is still running. So, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Alright, well, without further ado, let's jump right back into it. Yeah. That's always unfortunate. That is always unfortunate. So, and I really do hope I don't have to, redo the rehost if I messed up a setting somewhere. It would be the worst. So my first question, the absolute first question I'm going to have is, are the pings any better? Juro's ping isn't any better. Pluto is still hovering, pretty high up there. I mean, 30, Percy with over 1,000 ping. Oh yeah, so they're still connecting and all that good stuff. It does seem to be marginally better, but not too much. So, I mean, I hope it's just, I want to say, somebody streaming for YouTube 4K videos on Eurogens's Wi-Fi, because then you could just ask that person to shut it down and it'd be good. But I'm going to have my doubts here. I am going to have my doubts. Round number 2. OnlyFans just won on church area, so of course they're gonna go CCTV. I mean, do you really expect them to go in the gym bedroom, or God forbid even bar? Of course not. Therefore we're gonna be seeing one of the most iconic defenses in Rainbow Six Siege at this point. I want to say the map has been in the game since the very beginning. It has gone through a buff, but not exactly an entire rework, such like Theme Park got. So, or actually, I want to say, Hereford is one. Hereford and House were basically the two maps that got an entire rework. Just about every other map that got touched up on basically got a buff. But at the end of the day, it still is fairly similar to what we got at launch.
Attackers are heading out.
And it kind of became a classic, just like House became a classic in its own way, but, you know, it's not a competitive classic. This defense is going to be quite interesting because I hadn't seen Thatcher be played in a long time. Simply put, the bans here were unexpected and quite surprising, to be honest. OnlyFans' Montang plays are not exactly the first thing that comes to my mind. I had to, you know, search my memory a little bit. Will that EMP gonna do anything? I didn't see any sparks or anything get destroyed. King of Gold holding the battery in his hands, of course, is gonna keep it alive that way. And Aquatic now has basically rotated out and is in a good position to flank. Oh no! Zofia dropping down, receiving a bullet to the head immediately. That is unfortunate timing. So Pluto is once again basically going to be the first death on his team for another round in a row. But Jurogen is absolutely ready to breach that wall. And as you can see right now, Bandit is just too far out to deny the plant of the exothermic charge, but hesitation is going to be quite a danger. Jurogen no longer really in a position to easily open up the reinforced wall, and he is going to attempt it, and it looks like it's... Oh, I believe King of Gold could have destroyed that exothermic charge, yet he didn't. So Font here is going to be playing verticality, hoping to get a kill, but will be receiving lots of fire in return. He does get the kill on Dio, with Austin holding the angle, and Austin also seems to be receiving some pressure. That was from the garage area, however, so Amani would assume shot in his general direction. Sarah is getting an ice kill on Aquatic at the same moment. Austin now seems like he wants to rotate out. Jurogen has opened up the wall so he can push in, but, you know, doing so for the time being would be a suicide mission. He really does have to wait for his teammates to apply some pressure from the other side of the building, because if not, he's going to be doomed. Fawn looking at the hatch, not saying too much. Austin right here could be really interesting. Drew is going to get a kill on his own. Austin doing just the same. Now, a 2v3 situation. The attackers have the numerical advantage, which is going to be negated immediately as Percy gets one. King of Golds puts one down. Fawn, now last player alive, is of course going to revive his teammate, but he's not going to be able to do so. King of Golds' C4 is going to take care of that little detail, leaving us with Font now really low on health. He has basically one bullet worth of life remaining. He can't do too much. The first mistake, the first slip up is going to be fatal. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. His position is known. His movements were predictable. He didn't have the diffuser. He had to play it by deathmatch, and of course, behind against defenders that are hunkered down, such as King Goals right here, this was just not possible. Leaving us, not that, but this scene, please. Leaving us with a 2-0 scoreline in advantage of OnlyFans. One thing that I do not like about this map is how worthless the tertiary bomb site, or the fourth bomb site is. On some maps, for example on Theme Park, your tertiary bomb site and your fourth and your last bomb site are going to be pretty similar in worth or in value. So some teams will go back and forth, and this keeps it fresh. You never exactly know where the players are going to go. It keeps you guessing, and it keeps you surprised. But here, I mean, we absolutely know that OnlyFans are not going to be defending the bar area, and I'm not going to be keeping this against the players, right? But the map balancing basically leaves to be desired, because, you know, it robs the players of individual, I don't want to say liberties, but of individual decision making. If one choice isn't a viable option, the OnlyFans here were basically forced into defending bedroom, which is going to be unfortunate in my opinion. Dio now bringing out the pulse, so it looks like he's going to be still roaming, but roaming in a slightly different fashion compared to previously. Amani, of course, setting up the extended hold. Of course they're going to do that. One thing that I want to note is all 5 of those soft walls have been reinforced, therefore half of the team's resources, hard reinforcements wise, are going to be poured in an extended defense basically. That wall right here being reinforced as well. It only leaves 4 reinforcements on bomb site itself. The ones here, 2 are there, and the 5th, or the 4th rather, is just right here. So It is always a bit of a gamble, because by reinforcing the room next to the bomb site, it leaves the bomb site itself so much more exposed. But then the idea is, if they can't get to the room next to the bomb site, they won't even make it to the bomb site itself. And for the time being, Saris knows where the pressure is going to be coming from. Fawn holding the angle, but of course, some fire will be redirected at him as soon as he starts shooting. So he had to make it pretty quick. He shot a few rounds, retreated back, and nobody got hurt as a result. Austin is droning, and the mute jammers are going to be an absolute nightmare for Uniique Esports. They won't know exactly where Saris is, and they won't be able to, for example, wallbang him, chuck a grenade in, though there's no grenade in that team's composition, but you get the idea. Unfortunately for the defense, there's a Thatcher in here, so mute jammers will be dispatched or taken care of pretty quickly, and thus Jirojin, your Thermite, will be in a good position to breach the wall if he doesn't get a bullet to the face before, but Saris will be receiving a lot of damage. That seems to be your Zofia right from underneath, and she sees him, and Austin gets the kill, but not before Saris gets the kill on Fawn, leaving us in a 4v3 situation. King of Gold's holding a pretty close and pretty tight angle. Ultimately, it is quite predictable, but the angle was just too narrow. He couldn't get that kill. Reaction time, of course, are going to be a factor here, so that was an opportunity which basically got missed. But ultimately, it's not too surprising. Amani is not sitting behind a reinforced wall, so he could easily peek if he elects to do so, but for the time being, he seems to be quite content in being quite passive. Oh gosh, as soon as I'm on the wrong POV, of course, somebody else is going to get a kill. So let me guess, Mute right now is working on something, isn't he? Yeah, he is going to get shot at, which will deny him the peek, and he can't play too aggressively. And Percy, in the meantime, has rotated out. He's now in the bedroom hallway, and therefore, in theory, with adequate cover, Jirojin could even try to plant the diffuser now. Concussed as he was, of course, Mute was going to fall. Percy, being the last player alive, as far as a 1v3 goes, your smoke is one of the best operators to be in that position. Unfortunately for him, utility and all is going to be worthless if you get shot in the face, which is exactly what Pluto did, thus winning Uniique Esports their first round. So without further ado, let's jump into the replays. I apologize for the lower amount of clips. I wasn't able to spectate too many of them this game or this round. You really should try to get a proper or dedicated observer. That would help out tremendously in increasing the video quality or the overall quality of the stream. But all in all, our third round rather has been played on bedroom and has been won by the blue team. So it's been 2 rounds since OnlyFans won on church, and they're gonna go there again, of course, right? And therefore, a second cycle is kind of beginning, and this is the second half of the first half. Sounds redundant, but you get what I mean. We've played 3 rounds, OnlyFans won once and twice, then they lost, but it doesn't matter because they can now go back to their primary bomb site. And should the historical data hold true, or rather, should history repeat itself, we would be looking at a 4-2 scoreline for the rule swap, which would be indicative of evenly matched teams, which, once again, these 2 teams seem to be. One thing that can be a bit worrying is the fact that OnlyFans seem to be preparing the exact same initial setup, and Uniique Esports, though they lost their first attack, well, they learned in the process what OnlyFans tend to do, and they should hypothetically know what to expect. For example, the same natural cell through the hatch that was OnlyFans' first kill at the beginning of the game is somewhat unlikely to work out again. Once again, simply because this time the trick has been known. But yet, OnlyFans will be betting heavily on the roamers. As you can see, King of Golds isn't on bomb site, Amani isn't on bomb site, Percy isn't on bomb site, Saris isn't on bomb site. Actually, Dio, not exactly on OBJ either, though he's pretty close. So, should you be able to insert quite rapidly into the OBJ, you could even try to fast plant. Austin is going to get a first kill. Fawn and himself will be dropping down. Theo, of course, will be back. I can't even switch to his POV. He already gets murdered by Pluto. Jirojin in a position to basically plant as soon as he makes it into the bomb site. So the remaining roamers have to get back on side pretty quickly. Amani will be working on that, but he gets murdered, leaving us with a 2v5 situation. King of Golds could get a double kill here, but they do not line up perfectly to allow for that. Sarah's coming back, but he seems to be expecting hard left. He knows there's going to be somebody there. Gets a kill, gets refragged immediately, leaving us with King of Golds, who cannot even get anything done before he himself gets put into a grave. Found, as such, kind of getting MVP for that round, doesn't he? But this is kind of exactly what I was referring to. The strategy being known allows for Uniique Esports to act appropriately, and it basically gives predictable results at this point. And therefore, it will invalidate the kind of supposition or hypothesis I put forth of saying, hey, should history repeat itself, we'll be seeing, or we'll be staring at a 4-2 scoreline for the rule swap. It could still happen, but since OnlyFans were not able to win on a primary bomb site, well, this should be giving a good boost of confidence to Uniique Esports going forward. Though, nothing is set in stone, of course, right?
Attackers activating.
So, Hakai RVN saying that IQ's free fire was way over head level. And you're saying they are throwing. So, one thing is for sure, I don't think Aquatic are losing on purpose. By the way, just to keep you guys in, to put you guys in perspective, OnlyFans, they have played, or both of these teams actually have played 5 games so far. At this point of the competition, everybody has played 6, but you know, their game, or their second game of the 3rd week overflows into the 4th, which is going to be today. And OnlyFans, they have won 5 out of their 5 games. They have so far a perfect track record, putting them second in the scoreline, or second in the seeding, or in the standings rather. Simply because there's another team who has a perfect scoreline, which would be Hostile Actions. Hostile Actions, they have won all of their 6 games. So this is OnlyFans' 6th game. Looking at this, OnlyFans seem to be, you know, on paper, really well poised to win. Once again, they have not lost a single game so far, and that is quite encouraging. However, Uniique Esports, they are a very close 3rd team. They have lost, what, 2 games, I believe? You know, they're pretty close behind. And ultimately, assuming the current standings are going to be representative of the final points at the end of the regular season, this game, to be honest, even though it's a nice game, watching, you know, evenly matched teams and high-level teams, is not going to matter too much, because the top 4 teams will be making it into the playoffs, and you know, these are the 2nd and 3rd ranked teams. So no matter if it was supposed to be, you know, to swap around, if OnlyFans were to drop the 3rd and Uniique Esports jump up to 2nd place, it wouldn't matter too much, because they would still make it into the playoffs, which is at the end what you're really looking for. King Gold is gonna get a kill, but that was an inadequate distraction to prevent to allow Georgian to open up the reinforced wall. And right now, Jiro is not gonna be able to get anybody down. Oh, but it does look like, I do want to say it was Percy Silhouette. Apparently not. It was Dio Silhouette, who was kind of looking at that soft wall, and who was not exactly peeking, but exposing himself a little amount. Fun still looking to get a kill through the verticality. You know, verticality is quite interesting in this game. It is not going to get the diffuser planted, of course not. But it could have been a nice distraction. It could have gotten a kill or 2, which would have been basically the very definition of a support player. But then again, the Hossa card seems to be falling apart. You have lost 2 players in rapid succession, and the others haven't made any progress in the meantime. Jirojin, though he's breached the wall, once again, there's not much he can do. If he was to step forward, he'd die basically immediately. And Austin, what is he doing? He is still on the 1st floor. The roamer was, I want to say, Amani, who came back up, you know, just after he got the kills. So Austin, by staying down there, was chasing ghosts and basically wasting his time. Breaching that barricade is of course going to be making a lot of noise. Dio seems to be looking. No, he is absolutely, yeah, exactly. He looks at the window. He's going to deny an entrance. With 15 seconds remaining on the clock, it is becoming quite tense. It is becoming, yeah, exactly. 1st kill right here, and that's going to be a double kill. Amani, King of Golds, both of them getting a frag in rapid succession. OnlyFans winning round number 5. And the good news if you're an OnlyFans supporter is that they lost last round. Why do I mean this as being good news? I mean, losing is still the undesired outcome for any given round, but it is going to allow them to go back into in the church basement area, and those bomb sites are going to be, of course, easier to defend than the gym and bedroom part of the building. So, considering they lost, they can turn this around, or they can use this situation to once again go on a really strong bomb site. Also, this is going to be the last round before the role swap. The role swap will occur right after this one. And yeah, OnlyFans, I am quite curious to see what exactly they're going to do. Because they know that, you know, betting too heavily on the roamers isn't going to work out. Uniique Esports found a way to just rush into bomb site and to basically fast plant. So, of course, OnlyFans are still going to stick to what they know. We could already see that, I do want to say this King of Gold, who's up here, rushing up, but to reinforce the hatches, will he go even, you know, on the second floor and then just stay there till the attackers spawn in? It does seem like he didn't just run up to reinforce the hatch, right? He is still, you know, going back and forth, shooting drones, destroying this and that, looking for drones more than anything else, and giving the current state of things. But all in all, he is not going to be coming down anytime soon. As soon as I say this, however, he will be making it his life's work, proving me wrong, basically. But one thing I do want to point out is OnlyFans, they are changing their behavior quite drastically compared to what they were used to doing. So congrats on the, I want to say, adaptability here. Plus, the basement bomb site is one of the very few bomb sites in the game as a whole, which are going to allow and which are going to be making it quite viable, the turtle strategies. I mean, here basically all 5 of the defenders are basically going to be on bomb site or right next to it, and on the floor as a whole, there are basically like 5 entry points. You have, you know, blue. If you hold blue with one player, you can basically shut down the hatch, the blue staircase, and oil pit. There is, of course, the escape tunnel right here, 2 hatches, and the main stairs. So that's basically 4 entryways plus the moto hatch. I know I already said 2 hatches. Okay, so that's basically 5 entryways into the floor as a whole, and 5 defenders. So if everybody stays here, they can shut down the attack no matter where it comes from. And to do that, and that is why you do want to have all 5 of your players down here. Georgian was able to breach the reinforced wall, but he will get shot as a result of him walking through the opening font. Your drone is just way too far behind. Saris will be pushing in, not too aggressively, I might add, but still, Fawn was quite Fawn was quite exposed here. Pluto is going to be the one that gets killed. He was attempting to push through garage storage, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. Uniique Esports, they're attempting to push in from basically just about every single angle. That's going to be a double kill here for Jaeger. Basically showing hard left right here. He even got knifed. Oh no, that is unfortunate. But Sarah's and OnlyFans showing exactly how you hold that bomb site. It is not by roaming excessively. It is simply by shutting down just about every opportunity for the attackers. So while we have the replays playing in the background, let's just answer to Hakai's question. This is the very first season, or the very first installment of this event. So we are still, you know, learning as we go, and more or less in uncharted territories. But basically, we run our tournaments on Battlefy. So most organizations, most community orgs would either be managing everything manually through Discord or be using something along the lines of tournament. We use Battlefy for that. So this competition right here, the Titans League, will link up with the Summer Cup, which has a match ongoing currently as well, by the way. And it will implement a relegation system. So only the best playing teams of this event, of this season, and of the other event, the Summer Cup, will be invited to play in the next season of the Titans League, and the Summer Cup will be, you know, the general admission league. we don't yet know if we're going to be running with 8 or 16 teams next season, but one thing is for sure. We'll be announcing them. If we have more registrations than places, than spots available, we'll be running qualifiers. And if you were to win your quals, then you would be in. So basically, for the time being, Hakai, if you want to be notified when the next season will start and how to register and all that good stuff, because ultimately I could tell you to, hey, go watch battlefy.com/DAL-NA, and you would see our other competitions. We also run weekly tournaments in which you could participate next Sunday if you wanted to, but also you'd see the next qualifiers as soon as they're going to be announced. Or alternatively, just either DM me or post your Discord handle in the chat, and I'll be personally DMing you or reaching out next season to let you know. I have like 5 teams already on the waiting list for next season, so I could add you to the list. No worries. However, I seem to have missed out on the beginning of the action here. So. Unlike OnlyFans, Uniique Esports' first defense is going to be at the top floor. Austin is going to be executing a runout, which OnlyFans never even attempted, and it is going to be proving useful, and it is going to be giving nice results. You have lost Thatcher, you have lost Hibana, so utility-wise, yeah, you've lost some big names. But Thermite, King of Golds, is still there, so ultimately, even though he no longer has Sarah's support, hard breaching capabilities are still very much on the table. It is going to be somewhat harder. I mean, if you do have those bandit batteries, which yeah, well, of course they're still going to be there, you will need to send your Zofia in the lounge area. And Dio has already lost a certain amount of health. All in all, it's not going to be easy, but still entirely doable. The magnet will be flashing Percy. He did not expect the flashbang to still be right under his nose here. Jirojin, whose silhouette was that? Fond, I believe, has rotated out for some reason, no longer holding the angle. So it looks like Aquatic will be doing that. But for the time being, one thing I do want to point out is that King of Golds, your Thermite, is not looking at breaching the exterior reinforced wall right here. Actually, he already did so. Okay, I hadn't realized that. Like I said, I was not too conservative on the game for the beginning of that round. But by breaching this wall, he's opening up yet another, say, entryway into the bomb site for his team. And though the results are quite slow, they still are there. I mean, Aquatic has lost a certain amount of health, and Jirojin is forced. Oh no, that could be the end of him. He was rotated, switching guns while he peeked, while he ran forward. That was a mistake, to say the least. You still do have other defenders, so Font here will be looking at shutting down King of Golds, who is now on the subroof. But he goes back and forth. He knows he's basically surrounded, but just in the exact good way to not have a direct line of sight on any of the defenders. But as soon as he walks in, he is going to get shredded to pieces. Right there, the pre-fires. There was a second one. Will he get the double? He does not. Unfortunately, Doc will be the next one to challenge him, and he gets another kill. Jirojin, now extremely lit, has just lost his Doc. He will not be able to recuperate his lost health. And now, 1v3 situation. Diffuser has been planted. He no longer has any toxic babes. So, he will have to play it by gun skill. But, gun skill it is, and he will not be allowed to. He can't allow himself any mistakes. He was too low on health. And yet, King of Golds will murder him instantly. That Thermite was watching the angle like a hawk. And it will produce basically the expected result of that engagement. Seeing that Smoke wasn't looking the right way, and seeing that Thermite was absolutely ready to receive him, it couldn't have gone any other way. It is unfortunate, because if you look at it, Uniique Esports, they had the initial advantage. I mean, they were finding themselves in a 5v3 situation, but then everything fell apart. Hakai, I am noting this down. I am taking note of that. The one unfortunate thing is sometimes people tend to change up their Discord or their gamer tags or handles in the general sense of the term, and I don't know how likely it is that you will be changing your name in the near or medium or in the somewhat distant future. And if say in 2 months you change your gamer tag or your handle rather, I don't expect you to remember me and to think about notifying me. So one thing that could also be interesting for you is to join our Discord. If you type !Discord in the chat, the bot, which is not running, let me just start it up real quick. the bot will respond to you with an invitation to our Discord server, and from there, of course, the announcement will be posted. Plus, like I said, we're running weekly tournaments, so if you wanna be participating in something else in the meantime, whether the tournaments have a pretty nice cash prize. $600 is actually more than this current league right here, which we did not expect to have, but then again, the stars kind of lined up for us. So yeah, the least prestigious events of everything we're running has the biggest cash prize of them all. Amani getting a nice kill through the window right here. That is unfortunate, but Uniique Esports, they just didn't pay attention to the rotations. Losing smoke this early in the round is actually going to be really big. I mean, utility-wise, it is a huge loss. Plus, Doc already had to use 2 of his stim shots, so he is almost out of utility. And utility-wise, I mean, Jaeger's ADSs have already been put down. Bandits, batteries, okay, so he's toying with them right now. But I mean, utility-wise, basically everybody else has them already put down, unlike Doc and Smoke. And both of these operators are either dead or really low on utility. Austin trying the exact same run out, but this time OnlyFans are ready for it, and they will not be exposing themselves to the specific angle. Leaving basically the OBJ itself poorly defended. Austin has to run back, but for the time being, it's basically a 3v5 situation up here. Fawn holding a tight angle, not being pushed quite yet. Ludo holding the angle on the door, on the window. It is nice and all, but for the time being, it doesn't seem like anybody is watching the subroof. Then again, no attacker is pushing the angle for the time being. That is going to be another flash right here. You do want to eat up, you know, those ADS devices or magnets. Pluto is going to get a kill. Oh, the grenade could be huge here. The grenade could be huge. It will. Oh, he cooked it too long. Had more time to fall down, it might have gotten the kill, or they just get tossed in a bit too far. Aquatic will be getting most of the pellets destroyed. So you can really do get maybe a kill or two, but ultimately no entryway into the OBG is going to be possible through there. Doc has officially used his last stim shot. Amani peeking, and oh no, that is going to be perfect timing. Kegels having died in the meantime. Hard breaching is now out of the, you know, is no longer on the table. Aquatic is selling. He ran into he ran into 2 people with a pistol. He kind of did there. That was poor timing on his part. Austin getting a kill, getting a triple kill. Oh my gosh, that was absolutely huge, and he will get another. The quad kill on Austin, winning the round for Uniique Esports. Alvin saying Aquatic is Rambo. So both of these teams actually kind of have a Rambo on in their midst. So we had Dio on OnlyFans, who is an absolute beast of a fragger, and then like you saw, Aquatic is also an absolute machine. Though I'm surprised Dio is going to be bottom fragging his team currently. And you can see it, but in the chat the players are saying good job, Jaeger. Yeah, Fawn kind of deserves a round of applause. By the way, let's just take some time to underline that. Fawn just got a 4K this round, right? If I hit tab, Fawn only has 4 kills. So and that's kind of the thing with Uniique Esports. Austin is, you know, holding his ground and he's doing well and everything, but the rest of the team isn't following, and it's, you know, their lackluster performance which tanks the average, you know, skill level, or I don't want to say skill level because they're still a good team, but the average, I want to say results per player, which is not the case on OnlyFans. So if the remaining players could wake up like Fawn just did, Uniique Esports could easily win back the lost rounds. So Hakai saying I won't change it, noted, and thus we will have no issues whatsoever to reach you at the beginning of next season. Why are you laughing? Either. Oh well, okay. Watching people fall down on bicycles is funny now. Yeah, it is funny actually. It is quite funny. I'm receiving pokes on our notifications on Discord. Yeah. Okay, Hakai, I saw it. I always have to keep an eye out for those Discord DMs or Discord notifications, as also the tournament organizer. well, if players are having a problem or if players have something to tell me which has an impact on the game which is actually being played, I do have to be there, right? Unfortunately, the other admin that is connected tonight, he is observing, though not casting, a game for the Summer Cup. And he's also streaming it, by the way, if you're interested. But once again, there's not going to be any commentary on that. So, Austin, your top fragger for Uniique Esports, already biting the dust. And that, like I said, when we looked at the players' performances, is going to be huge because your top fragger, and by a big margin, is gone. So, the only significant hurdle between OnlyFans and winning the round has just disappeared into thin air. So, OnlyFans, assuming they don't make a major mistake, could win the round fairly easily. I'm looking at Fond and Pluto, who are the other, you know, better fraggers of the team. Pluto is facing King of Golds. But King of Golds isn't peeking, actually, so Pluto, of course, has to keep watching the angle, because if he turns around, well, then of course the angle is going to be free for King of Golds to just walk right in, which is going to leave us a serious threat only Fond. And Fond also is holding an angle, which for the time being is going to be tested by OnlyFans. Therefore, you know, your best assets are tied down, I don't want to say needlessly, but they're not accomplishing much, right? Jiro Jin is actually quite likely to find himself in a firefight pretty shortly, simply because he's looking at the hatch. Actually, Dio has rotated, and Saras as well, has rotated back into the blue, or just above the blue area. So Fond apparently will be receiving some pressure and will be contributing to his team. Austin's the reason they're in this. When you say he's the reason they're in this, as in he's the reason they registered to the competition, or in this situation, meaning that he throwed a round or two. I'm sorry, I have too many things to manage and to think at simultaneously, and that's why my thoughts are all over the place. Percy, what were you doing? Of course you wanted to check out a nade, but you just got shot from that angle, so why peek again? Especially if your gun is up. I mean, the grenade is nice and all, but the bullets are gonna murder you before you get it shot. You get to throw it out. Just like King of Golds here, he is gonna get Pluto down before he had time to reload or to swap out his gun. So the SMG wasn't empty, but visibly smoke wasn't expected to be receiving pressure here. And that's kind of the unfortunate thing, because as we could see, he was in dirt tunnel basically the entire round, holding the angle, watching it like a hawk. And you know, the Toxic Babes could have shut down the tunnel basically on its own. So he could have effortlessly stopped a push, which didn't come. And then he was last alive. He had to turn around. And when he finally does turn around, well, that's when he basically gets shot at. So unfortunate timing for him on an individual level. But his unfortunate timing is simply because his allies died all around him, leaving him, you know, with no choice but to turn around. So I can't really put too much blame on him individually.
Protect your bombs from being defused by
And that is going to be a match point situation. If Uniique Esports are not in a position to win 3 rounds in a row, it would be GG's for them. I mean, realistically speaking, right, they could still win a round, maybe 2. They won 2 rounds in a row near the beginning of the game, so round number 3 and round number 4 has been won by them. But this feat has only been claimed by them once. So realistically speaking, I mean, you can't expect them to win a round or 2, but to win 3 rounds, it would not be extraordinary or, you know, super unexpected, but I still don't think they can make this. I'm quite hesitant to label it as a point of no return. For those of you who don't know what the point of no return is, or what I do like to call the point of no return, is basically OnlyFans have such a lead that realistically speaking, Uniique Esports, they can win a round or 2, but you know, their reasonable chances at, you know, winning enough rounds to get into overtime are quite slim, and therefore OnlyFans have already won. The last round is just a formality. I'm quite hesitant to label it as such, because even though I don't think they're gonna make it, it wouldn't be too surprising if they did, right? They would have to outdo their previous best performances by only a round more. And things are already looking as good as they could be looking. They have a kill to their name, which OnlyFans doesn't, so they have a numerical advantage, which is going to dissipate right here. Pluto peeking into oblivion. He was just not aware of Sarah's positioning. Yeah, he was not aware of Sarah's positioning. And Austin, who was the roamer, kind of left him to be. Why they win the rounds. Okay. True. Yeah, absolutely. In hindsight, it was so obvious. Once again, I feel like I'm pretty dumb sometimes, but that's just because my brain is being saturated here. Austin, who was the roamer, has kind of left and abandoned Pluto. It is unfortunate, but imagine if Austin was still at the top floor, he could maybe have gotten a refrag or a vengeance on his teammate, or for his teammate rather. Unfortunately for him, it is not going to be possible here. He is still playing in quite an interesting fashion. So Sars visibly seems to be expecting him, and he's holding the angle, and he seems to know where Austin is going to be. So this playstyle does have some advantages, but also is basically a game of compromises. Austin isn't getting any kills, and he's not really getting OnlyFans to back off the objective, right? They're diverting only a gun to basically hold him or keep him held up in the strip club. But that is just enough to let the diffuser or to let the timer run low. And you know, with 47 seconds remaining on the clock, the attack on the objective itself is barely beginning. So, assuming Uniique Esports don't just fall over and die, OnlyFans would have a pretty hard time because of the timer here. King of Golds is looking at the hatch. He is going to be tossing in a few flash grenades. Oh, and you can hear Austin shooting. He gets the kill on Saras. That is now huge because somebody else will have to turn around. Either that or get shot, but it doesn't matter. The room is not needed when the guys on OBJ itself are able to keep it alive. So, Amani is right here. So, he will also be quite vulnerable to your roamer. He gets a first kill. 13 seconds remaining on the clock. Oh, but your roamer is back on site. And he gets the kill by doing so. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was not. It was not the Vigil. Fawn got the frag. I misread the silhouette, but what a nice kill, though. With the tiniest of angles. He was pretty good. He got something down. Okay, so, like I said, it's not too surprising that Uniique Esports wins a round. Will they win another one? Because the more rounds they win, the more desperate the situation is going to become, since they will have to pick lesser and lesser bomb sites by the round. So they won in the basement area. They're not going to go CCTV, which they were able to defend successfully once before. So it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to assume they can do again, a second time in a row. But then they would have to go in the bedroom area, and the bedroom bomb site is, noticeably weaker than the other ones. And that's where things are going to become quite tense for Uniique Esports. If you were to be a Uniique Esports fan, winning this round, or winning the previous round and winning this one, is just the beginning. The real test will be the next one, assuming they win their defense right here. So one thing I do want to point out, they won on CCTV, but their playstyle is absolutely known at this point. I mean, for example, Austin Jaeger is running out from the strip area basically every single time. With those movements being known, it is going to be quite easy to basically catch him off guard, rotating back near the OBJ if somebody wants to, for example, put a dumb claymore in the bathroom, Or if you didn't want to divert a player to take Austin out, it could work out pretty well. Though Amani will be trying the exact same trick as he did last time, and that is going to be destroying that window and hopefully catching somebody off guard mid-rotation. Both teams are definitely learning from their mistakes, right? Amani is expecting the run out, and I believe it was Jirojin. Don't quote me on that, but somebody got cut off, by that window pretty early into the round last time they defended here. He is looking at the claymore. No such claymore will be there. But of course, Saras is going to be absolutely ready for said run out. He heard the barricade being destroyed. He's not going to fall victim to that once more. And Austin, there's no Valkyrie cameras or Valkyrie in the composition as a whole. I fully expect the exterior camps to be already destroyed. So I couldn't tell you exactly how Austin knew it would be dangerous for him to run out, but he does know that. And now that's the thing. Like I said, his movements will be quite predictable. Apparently, we were expecting him to run up the main stairs. It doesn't appear to be the case. He will be taking the long route downstairs to walk up from the eastern stairs, from red stairs. And he will be making his way back on OBJ safely. So, with half of the round being played, it is going to be a stalemate, but I mean, the situation did evolve. The main wall has been breached. Smoke is already expanding his utility. You know, barbed wire here and there is being destroyed. ADS devices are eating up a few flash grenades, and then, you know, the next step of the attack can begin. Oh no, that flash was poorly tossed, unfortunately. So Saras will be especially exposed as soon as the wall breaks open.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Giro, Aquatic being a bit more aggressive in his positionings. He's peeking, but nobody's going to be right there. The danger will be to his left, and that will be Saras, who's not watching the angle in the right way to get the kill here. It is unfortunate. Percy could maybe get, you know, a frag or two with a grenade. Should it be well timed, and should he have enough intel to support a, I want to say, precise throw? In the meantime, Aquatic getting a first kill, but will be refragged by the hypothetical grenade I just mentioned. Pluto will still be in the garage area, which will now allow him to get a nice kill on Dio, but on his left side, the castle barricade will be destroyed, which will allows Percy to get a frag. Now, a 3v3 situation, Jiro gets a nice frag on King of Golds. King of Golds was the top fragger for OnlyFans, by the way. So Saras is in construction. They both are in construction, so it is going to be a unilateral push. Percy falls to the ground, leaving us with Saras in a 1v3 situation. He inflicts a lot of damage, but doesn't get anything down. 6 seconds remaining. He gets one. He is now extremely low on health. He has to flick a few times. His position was not known. Wow. But the final kill just does not happen in time. He was on a roll, but he was short on time. And there you have it. Uniique Esports now, even though they're still backs against the wall, have an end in sight. They have to win one more round, and they can make it into overtime. But exactly like I said before, Uniique Esports have to win in a weaker bomb site, and that is going to be harder. Still entirely doable, but a bit more difficult to accomplish. Absolutely. Still, they're not giving up, and that's what you like to see, right? A weaker team, or a team which has a bit less resolve, will think to themselves, oh, we're winning, we're 3 points down, why are we still trying? Or, you know, they could easily turn on each other and start blaming their teammates for, you know, their losses and their poor performances. And as a team, this is what you want to avoid at all costs, because that kind of situation is just going to degrade your performances even further. So, bedroom defense it is. Actually, quite interestingly enough, we have never seen a bedroom defense. We have seen one before, I believe. But then why didn't... Oh, okay, yeah, round number 3. Okay, I was dotting my caster notebook, but I found out where it was. So yeah, round number 3 has been defended here by OnlyFans. So it's not going to be entirely new. I'm just going to have to walk back what I said on that front. Still, Uniique Esports have yet to defend that bomb site, and therefore, as far as their habits, their playstyle, their composition is concerned, we have not seen what it gives up until yet, basically. So, they will still have the advantage of surprise, and their situation is going to be somewhat different compared to OnlyFans, because their extended hold will be slightly different. This wall right here was reinforced by OnlyFans, and this one wasn't. Amani will, as such, be using up some valuable hard-breaching utility just to open up the half roof, and therefore, if he wants to push in, he likely will not, you know, have. He could still open up that reinforced wall with his last, you know, Excaros pellets. But then he would be totally and utterly out of hard-reaching utility. King Gold's using his first exothermic charge right here. And oh, Dio was there to get the kill. Pluto, I believe, wanted to plant the bandit battery because he took a lot of damage in that explosion. both Austin and Fawn will still be right here, so they're still shutting down, you know, the entire eastern wing of the building. Oh, aquatic, that angle I didn't know, and it's quite interesting. But unfortunately for him, Dio, though he's still in that balcony, will not be exposed to you know, the wall from the dirt tunnel. So all in all, Sarah is putting pressure from that balcony right here. It is quite interesting. It has the potential to distract a few defenders, but he's unlikely to get, you know, a large amount of kills by doing so. He's a distraction more than anything else, actually. King of Goals for the time is droning, but all in all, come on, third person. If everybody's gonna be on a drone, let's go into third person. 3 of the 4 remaining attackers, and all 4 of them actually, since King of Goals just rotated, are gonna be coming from the eastern side. So the push seems to be fairly unilateral. Ceres seems to be at a window, but he also is rotating. And unilateral pushes are always quite dangerous because, for example, if you all have to go through the exact same doorway, say this one, it is quite easy to shut down, right? Austin only has, or you know, the 4 remaining defenders only have to hold down the one angle, and it's going to be done for. But that is exactly why you have Ceres right here. He barely, oh, he can't see them, but he gets the kill through his teammate's dead corpse, looking for a double, but he will get refragged instead. The 3-3 situation still holds, but Austin's going to get another one. Now, the 2v1, the 2v3 situation, that's now not going to be boding too well for OnlyFans. King of Goals now down on his lonesome. He's not exactly an entry fragger, and he is going to be looking at smoke, and that, I was going to say shotgun, but SMG-11 at that range is going to be absolutely fatal. Plus, when you hit the head, it is always a guaranteed kill. So, Jirojin officially kicking this into overtime. I will be repeating myself here, but OnlyFans, they have not yet lost a single game. They are still undefeated. Would this be the first defeat for them? Could be, could very well be. I mean, they are fairly close, you know, of winning, but also of losing. The lead that they had just evaporated, dissipated into thin air, as unfortunate as it sounds. For them, at least. I mean, if you are an OnlyFans or a Uniique Esports supporter, you would be ecstatic right now. Or ecstatic right now. God damn it. I have to work on my English skills. Yeah, that comeback was not entirely unexpected. I mean, I'm not surprised, taken aback, or, you know, my jaw isn't hitting the floor. But I didn't take the comeback for granted either. So, officially, round number 13, overtime. And it is going to be at random, but it just so happens that Uniique Esports have been picked to be the first defense, to get the first defense here. And that is going to be, I don't want to say bad news, or I'm not implying that it is dire or anything, but this map still is defense-sided. We have seen OnlyFans, you know, establish a 4-2 scoreline for the rule swap when they were defending, and by virtue of Uniique Esports bringing this in overtime, they basically had the same track record when they got the defensive side. So, if we were to look at historical data, Uniique Esports, because, you know, of a coin toss, basically, would have the advantage for this map. It is not, you know, ruling out OnlyFans. Like I said, both teams have been able to win rounds in attack. In this instance, we're talking about OnlyFans more than Uniique Esports. But overall, it is going to be really interesting to see which team comes out on top. I'm going to be looking at Jirojin here because he had such a poor, I want to say, string of events happened to him last time they defended the bottom floor. Like you may very well remember, he was looking at the dirt tunnel. Nobody was pushing him, right? He was looking at a dead angle for basically all of the round. He had to do so because if the angle wasn't watched well, OnlyFans would jump on that. But he was still, you know, not being too helpful to the team. And as soon as he turns around, he just gets murdered from behind. It was so unfortunate for him. Oh, Pluto getting a nice nitrocell kill on Amani. Dio holding the tight angle, but of course Font, who, you know, is behind the boiler, isn't going to be peeking that. And Pluto seems to be intent on helping his teammate out. But once again, you do not want to peek Dio in that situation. He will have the advantage, undisputed advantage, might I add. So it is going to be up to, unfortunately for him, Aquatic isn't able to defend that hatch here. Will that be a possible entryway into the OBJ? I mean, King of Gold still has to breach the hatch, but as you can see, there's nobody here to deny that. You don't have any you know, impact nades remaining. Though Smoke could have picked them up, but he's gonna be playing with the deployable shield instead. So Jin exposed to the hatch. He is in an extremely precarious positioning, looking to get a kill through the shotgun, through the verticality, but he's making himself extremely exposed. That is really a big danger found. Now in a 1v3 situation, seems to be looking at getting the verticality for himself. The last attacker, rather, at the top floor has now jumped down, so Font can get back in here and turn those breached hatches against their former masters. Plus, you do have a silhouette watching the stairs if he runs. He's made it too much noise. Oh, but Thatcher's position is now known, but that is not going to matter. OnlyFans winning round number 13. They are once again in match point situation. So I was talking earlier about how this map being defense-sided would be favoring Uniique Esports as far as the overtime situation is concerned. Like I said, it is not a given, or it is not a guaranteed, and therefore it's not too surprising, or it's not unheard of for OnlyFans to win around an attack. Now OnlyFans get the easier side of defending. Now OnlyFans are looking at an extremely, you know, good situation for them. They can still allow themselves, you know, one slip up should they lose the round. They're still another one, but they no longer have, you know, the massive advantage that they did previously. So if I was OnlyFans, I would attempt to put an end to the game at this round at any cost. That's basically the way I see it right now. So we went church once. We are going to be going church again. Of course, these are not the same teams defending, but still, we're going to be seeing the same bomb site being played back to back, so it's going to be quite repetitive for us. But I want to say repetitive in a good way, since Uniique Esports' defense is going to be so fresh in our memories. We can know exactly what the difference between Uniique Esports' strategies and habits are, and compare them against OnlyFans. One thing I do want to point out, it looks like King of Golds will be bringing out the Maestro, which has made very little appearances this game so far. A-Smoke is also going to be present, of course, so planting denial capabilities are going to be absolutely present. But then again, I have not seen the diffuser be planted too often. Actually, getting the diffuser down would be the outlier more than anything else. Some teams will be playing massively on securing, say, 5 to 10% of the bomb site and then planting in that, very narrow but controlled area. However, it does look... Oh, Pulse here could do something massive. But Dio knows he can't get the kill on Jin from here. But he will know as soon as Thermite moves, he is likely to find himself facing down a natural cell just beneath the floor for him. But still, for the time being, Jiro is just droning out. What I wanted to actually talk about was the total lack of roamers. Uniique Esports had done this. No, it was OnlyFans. OnlyFans had done this. Remember round number 4? For those of you who weren't in the stream back then, Uniique Esports, or actually, at the beginning of the game, OnlyFans, of course, were defending, and when they were defending in the basement area, they were playing a very extended hold. They had literally 4 roamers, and the 1 defender was on Dirt Tunnel, so technically the bomb site was wide open. And those roamers were a good bet to hinging your bets on the roaming game was the right call to make, because the attackers, Uniique Esports, they faced off against roamers just about everywhere they went, and the results ended up, showing for themselves. They got all killed before they made it to OBJ. The next round, or the next time, they did the same thing. This time, Uniique Esports, they knew how to push in to avoid the roamers' presence and found themselves in an open bomb site. King of Golds cannot allow himself to use his EOI cameras. And unlike last time, the turtle strategy doesn't seem to be producing the best results. Once again, it is going to be an adaptation game. You do something once, it works. but then your opponent is going to expect the same behavior next time around. And it looks like Uniique Esports are going to be fighting their way into B bomb site. Plus, there's going to be Afan is down but not out. King of Goals will be in a precarious situation to say the least. He gets a kill. Will he get another one? No, unfortunately not. Ceres would have had the right utility to deny the plant of the diffuser, but there's only so much he can do facing down 4 guns at once. Yeah, things are not looking good for him, and he gets shot. He gets killed just as soon as I switch into his POV. So, basically everything I thought I knew about this map seems to be wrong. For the main game, the defense will win it out the majority of the rounds. But as soon as we go into overtime, the proper rules no longer apply. It is now defense actually winning it out, or offense rather winning it out more often than not. Okay. So these are your second to last replays. This round is going to be massive. Like I said, OnlyFans, they have not yet lost a single game. And I'm going to be saying the same thing, but coming at it from a different angle. If history was to repeat itself, well, this time I would say attack would be likely to win. Once again, overtime seems to be not representative from the remainder of the game. And what are Uniique Esports doing? They're defending Jim of all places. It seems to be calculated bets. OnlyFans will be expecting to attack the CCTV bomb site, and Uniique Esports, they want to throw them off. The one time we defended Jim as Uniique Esports being the defense, it worked out pretty well for them. It was actually the last round they had to win before kicking this into overtime, so it will be quite fresh in our memories. But just like I said last round regarding OnlyFans' defense, if you do the same thing, round after round after round, the danger is that your movements and your playstyle will be quite known. And here, if you were to talk about adaptability and learning, OnlyFans would likely have the advantage. But for the life of me, I couldn't say who's gonna win. It can really go either way. So, King of Goals will be going on western roof, likely to open up the reinforcement, the reinforced wall on his left. Once again, Thatcher's presence is going to be quite interesting because he can, for example, deny or open up reinforced walls unlike anybody else can, or allow reinforced walls to be open, right? I mean, IQ or Zofia cannot play verticality on this floor because it's not destructible. So Thatcher has unique capabilities. You could still send a Twitch drone in, but it wouldn't work the same, right? It gets destroyed pretty easily. So Zofia apparently playing the distraction. Looks like the girlfriend wants to be in on the action. Okay, so you're going to be observing right now because you're positioning yourself between me and the keyboard. Get your hands on there and show us where the action is at. Okay, well, then get off on me if you don't want to do it, because I can't see. So it's going to be still a 5v5 situation. Nobody has died. You have used up a bit of utility on both sides, right? Bandit has lost a few batteries. Thermite used up one exothermic charge. Thatcher is the same, but ultimately the wall has been breached. And by still having the 5v5 situation is quite interesting. Nobody is dead, and the timer is still running out. So the objective itself is going to be so much harder of a nut to crack. No roamer is going to be present. You still do have a few defenders, outside of bomb site. Oh, just to say this, Austin's jumping to the roaming roll. But yeah, it looks like that silhouette Thermite wants to jump in through the window, but he elects not to do so. But that is still going to be a distraction. Fawn looking one way, looking the other. Things are not looking too good for him. He will get caught by a wallbang. Sarah is getting killed at the very same time. Austin's roaming game is going to pay off, though. Things are not looking too good for Uniique Esports. Pluto finding himself in a 1v3 situation. Diffuser is being planted. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to deny that. Will he still try the nitro cell? He does, but without any intel. It was just, trial and error, and he only has one nitro cell to go off of. He will not get a kill here. How unfortunate! And in a 1v3 situation, of course, once his position was known, he was facing down 3 guns at once. It was just too much to ask for. How unfortunate. But then again, OnlyFans are cementing themselves as an absolute powerhouse. Their winning streak is yet unbroken. They are still one of the best teams in the tournament. Actually, they are going to be now tied for first place. Like I said, there's another team, Hostile Actions, who have 6 victories and 0 defeats. But the win streak for one of these teams will end this week, as both these teams are facing off against each other this week. I said it with way too much gravitas because, well, since the players are deciding their own schedule, I couldn't say, oh, hey, make sure to be here this Saturday at 6 or anything along those lines. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on their chat and to see if they when they want to play it and when they like to play it. We will absolutely let you guys know on Twitter mainly. But make sure to not miss out on that. That match is going to be huge. And that one was really beautiful as well. So, this was GG's for OnlyFans. Let me just enter in the results. And then we're going to be setting up an interview with the players. Oh, we're into the second round robin here. Right here, it was a really close match. But OnlyFans ended up winning 8-7. What a game. I couldn't have asked for anything better. So, let's poke the players and ask them if they want to do an interview. Because that interview would be entirely deserved. It would be absolutely deserved. Oh, why am I opening up the file manager? I want to go into Discord. Let's jump right in here. Yeah, you want to say something? Oh, it's the credit card you stole. Hey, so, Sarah's, Dio, Pursuers, how are you guys doing?
Fine, and you?
Good.
I can imagine, like, you kept your winning streak alive. And, so you are now tied for first place with Hostile Actions.
Yep.
That is big because the 6-0 scoreline is nothing to laugh at. I mean, even winning 6 ranked games in a row is, not exactly easy. And, rank is going to be so much more easier.
Oh, it's fucking harder to win 6 ranked game in a row.
Yeah. You, please don't. Please.
Don't swear.
The girlfriend is just, messing around in the background. Ouais, mais là, ouais, je peux bien vivre ma vie, mais pique-moi pas mes affaires, Griff. Okay, so, sorry about that. Okay, you won 6 games in a row. You're going to be playing Hostile Action, the other team that is tied 6-0 this week. Are you guys stressed out? Are you guys, worried about your victory or your, I wouldn't say perfect standing? Or do you generally believe you can beat Hostile Actions?
I think we can beat them. Like, I'm very confident that we're able to do it, but we'll need to step it up a bit because we did a lot of basic mistakes today, and I don't know.
If we play like today, we can't beat a selection, honestly.
Okay, so you said you basically are saying you didn't play too well today?
We're trash as fuck, man.
Do you want to go into more details as to why? Because Uniique Esports, they were still a very good team, right? They were ranked just beneath you, and as such, they were a worthy opponent. You still ended up winning by the skin of your teeth, but ultimately, I didn't see you making too many, rookie mistakes.
But yeah,
Well, there was a few rounds where our communication was really bad, and we had difficulty pushing, and that made it that we got destroyed. Like one time we got 1v4 by Jaeger, and that was honestly the worst push.
You know what the funny thing is? Jaeger had 0 kills, and he got 4 kills that round, and that's when he woke up basically. So that clutch was huge for them. So you said your pushes weren't too great, that you had difficulties, attacking and all that stuff, and we could definitely see it. Like you got the 4-2 scoreline after the first half, so that means you had an easy time defending because of course the map is somewhat defense sided, not crazy unbalanced, but still. And then once you were attacking, like you mentioned, performance is dropping off. The attacks aren't panning out as you would like them to be. So this really does cement the map's, unbalancing, and the fact that it does favor the defense. But then, on overtime, it went the other way around. Both teams winning attack on attack on attack, back to back to back to back. So what changed between the main game and the overtime?
I would say that a lot of this is just us realizing like shit, we need to wake up. Like we're not gonna
Okay.
lose that game. Just like we threw a lot of attack. I feel like even the attack we won, most of them we don't deserve it. We won them on solo play because our push were not on point at all. Like
Okay.
and yeah, like when what we did the first one on overtime, it was CCTV, right?
The first round on overtime was Church, actually. You attacked on Church, they attacked on Church, and then you attacked on Bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I mean, yeah. I just feel like we should have like won those attacks since the beginning, and we were just not able to do it for some reason. But we just did it this time. But I don't really know how to explain that. But
All right. Well, let's leave it at that in
Yeah.
that instance. So I would have one more basically question for you. You said, you basically just had to wake up. You had to decide to win, and then you won. As if the victory was basically guaranteed for you. As if Uniique Esports weren't a real threat to you guys. Am I portraying this correctly?
I mean, they were a real threat, but we were not like they were not supposed to be like in our view of the thing. They were not supposed to be a real threat to us.
Yeah, it was not to be that close of a game.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Like when we said we need to wake up, it meant like we should win more than that. We know we can beat them. They're good, but we know we can do better. We
I see what
gotta
you mean.
we gotta focus on our game right now. Like forget all the round befores and all the rounds before and just focus on the next one.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean, and that's absolutely the right thing to do, because if you let yourself get tilted or if you let yourself get distracted by the previous rounds, well, then you're gonna have this distraction basically in the back of your minds, and it's gonna impede your performances. So that was absolutely the right call to make there. My last question would be actually, if you had to say anything to Uniique Esports, if you had to give them any kind of encouragement or piece of advice, because they were still a worthy opponent, but like you said, you seem to be, pretty confident that you could make it. What would be like one point they have to work on if they want to improve their performances?
I know one.
I'm listening.
Run Ibana on Clubhouse, honestly. They were running one arbiter, and that like helped us a lot, because when we did when we made Shriek one termite on basement, we were like, okay, we just can't play safe and
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
down in the side and stop being angles that we can die. That was
Okay, I
easier after that, because there was just one arbiter.
So basically, Uniique Esports is, I want to say, gun skills and game sense were still there, but the strategies could use a bit of a rework to basically follow the meta.
I feel like they had a lot of gap in their defense. Like very often, I was able to just crouch walk on side and get 1 or 2 kill. Like I did that a lot of run, and it's not supposed to happen,
Yeah.
The push is supposed to be like something structure and like to win an attack, and but I was almost always able to crouch walk on their defense.
I see. So OnlyFans, there you have it. That could be like one piece of advice from a team that just played against you, so they know the way you tick, and they knew the way to disrupt your defense. So maybe take that advice to heart, because this week, out of curiosity, and also to shout out the upcoming games, Uniique Esports will be playing against Mishmash Gaming, and the funny thing is, let me just show this in a bigger UI. The funny thing is, hostile actions are tied against OnlyFans. Both these teams will be facing off against each other this week. Uniique Esports are tied against Mishmash Gaming. Both of these teams will be facing off against each other this week. So those are 2 games to look forward to. The first place and the third place are both tied. That's huge. And then, for example, OnlyFans are playing Mishmash Gaming. You play them once, you went into overtime, but you ended up winning. And Uniique Esports still be playing against Phoenix Rebirth, which unfortunately I think would be quite easy for them. because there's a solid disparity between the points in the points between these two teams. So I think this is gonna wrap it about up for this interview. I don't have any more questions for you guys, and there's no point in dragging this on uselessly. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations on your victory. Let me know when you play against Hostile Actions, because that game could possibly be the single best game of the main season. Of course, like playoffs, grand final is going to be huge. But of the main season, this is one of the best games to expect or to look forward to. So I absolutely do want to know when you guys will be playing this. But until we have a confirmation on that front, congratulations for your victory. Congratulations for your 6-0 score line. And I'll see you guys in the upcoming week.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, but until then, have an amazing rest of the night. And bye-bye.
Question.
Yeah.
Je peux savoir le droit gagnant Shifting Tides dans ton Discord?
Yeah, sure.
Parce que j'ai gagné Shifting Tides.
I'm also going to give you the role for your
Wait.
team.
Moi aussi. Oh, je l'ai.
Mais le jeu, non?
T'as bien, moi j'ai joué toute la saison complète, genre, je l'ai pas.
All right. So there you have it. Updating the rules, a small little item of housekeeping. So yeah, congratulations for your victory. With that being done, with that being out of the way, GG's. And your next match is going to be huge. I do not want to miss this for anything in the world. But until then, like I said, have an amazing rest of the night. And take care, guys.
Thank you.
All right, see you
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.
And that is going to be it for us tonight. I don't have any more matches planned up tonight, and the matches of this week haven't exactly been discussed yet. It looks like Thursday there's going to be a game, or they're looking at playing a game, and another game is being planned on Thursday as well. We still need confirmation from the players to make sure that it is fine by both teams involved. But those so on this night we might expect to see a few different players or a few different games be played. But until then, thank you all for being here. I hope to see you again next stream. Thursday would actually be the two streams or the two games that I mentioned between Hostile Actions OnlyFans and Uniique Esports and Mishmash Gaming. So Thursday night could be absolutely huge. But until then, thank you all for being here. Thank you to the few followers we've gained tonight, by the way. I don't mention them or I don't, post them. Or the notifications don't pop up in the main game stream because we want to keep the overlay as clean as possible. But thank you to Endless Drift, Xtil, and DKOP for you. And to everybody who was here tonight, thank you all for being here, and I hope to see you guys again next stream. Until then, take care, and like I said to the players, have an amazing rest of the night. Bye-bye.